All right, we just wrapped up our interview with the former Vice President of the United States, Mike Pence. And for more on what was discussed, we wanted to welcome in our political panel who had been listening in as well. We're joined now by Matt Wolking, the Strategic Communications Director of the Never Back Down PAC. Also, TW Shannon is the former Speaker of the Oklahoma House of Representatives. Gentlemen, thank you. And we appreciate you, again, listening into our conversation here. I wanted to go start with Matt, if you could. Again, this is in anticipation of all these candidates gathering together where they will be able to express how they view their different policy approaches. What stood out to you about Mike Pence, and how does that compare and contrast to what you've seen in the Never Back Down PAC's support of Governor Ron DeSantis?
Thank you for having me. You know, Mike Pence started his campaign in Iowa there and really has struggled to catch fire. And I think as we head into the second debate, there's some folks on stage that we probably won't be seeing again in the third or fourth debates. And so anyone who doesn't make those debates should probably think about suspending their campaign and getting out of the race. And because what we're seeing is that Governor DeSantis in Iowa, South Carolina, New Hampshire is really the only candidate that is prepared to go toe-to-toe with President Trump. So that's what we're seeing. He did a fabulous job in the first debate. Polls show that he clearly won that debate, and we expect that'll happen again here in California tomorrow.
Let's get TW Shannon in on this. Again, if you wanted to cite polling, there's no one that's obviously close to the front runner right now. That's just fact. Polling only, looking at that. But if you could get back to a little bit about some of the key talking points here and some of the things that we hit on in terms of messaging, Republican presidential contenders having to answer the question about abortion, about bans. Again, polling, as you've seen here, DeSantis there at 15%, Trump at 54%. There at the again at the helm here for the primary. Nikki Haley and Pence there at 7% and 6%. Respectively. But back to some of the things, immigration, some of the topics, immigration, abortion bans. Are these some of the biggest topics that should be discussed right now by some of these presidential hopefuls?
Well, absolutely. This is a Republican primary, and so you can count on a couple of things. You know there's going to be a discussion about the border, and there's going to be a discussion about health care, and there's going to be a discussion about abortion in this country. But I was really struck by the vice president's tone there. It seems to me, Sean, that he's taken a very different approach. He was going directly after President Trump, and I think that may be done at his peril. I mean, listen, Mike Pence seems to be a very honorable man. He served the president well as vice president. Certainly, when it came time to certify the election, there are a lot of people who have differences of opinion about what his role should have been there. But as far as his presidential campaign goes, the vice president has stayed in the race. Many had counted him out. And he seems to be a fighter willing to take on the establishment. But the truth is, this is Donald Trump's Republican Party. All of the candidates have failed to make themselves the alternative to Donald Trump. They just haven't been able to penetrate and break through the news cycle. I can't think of one day that any of the other candidates have ruled the airwaves from a presidential campaign, and that's really what it's about. How do you have a good media day? How do you win the media day? And the only candidate that's done this thus far is Donald Trump.
I got to leave it right there as our interview with the former vice president went a little lengthy here. We're already in the next hour, so we appreciate the time of Matt Wolking, TW Shannon. Thank you.